this video, I'm showing you a variety of ways that you can use fondant to decorate a cake. If you want to get to this level but need some beginner-friendly ideas to help unleash your creativity, be sure to watch until the end. If you're new to my channel and want to learn more about cake decorating, subscribe for more tips and tutorials. So many people wonder why even use fondant. Buttercream on a cake is as good as it gets, right? Well, the main advantage of choosing fondant over buttercream is aesthetic. By covering a cake in fondant, you're able to achieve looks that would be impossible or very difficult to achieve with buttercream. A highly textured look, more on this later. A hand-painted look. Some solid metallic. And a marble look. Marbling fondant is very simple. You take white fondant and at least one other color fondant. I like to use 3 colors. Twist and fold very gently. You don't want to combine the colors too much or else you'll lose the effect. Finally, we lay our fondant down and roll it out. The marbling will be completely random, but it will occur on the top and bottom. So you can choose which side you like best before covering your cake. Did you know that this stack of pancakes is a cake? Yes, it is covered in fondant. If you're still on the fence about completely covering your cake in fondant, using fondant accents would be a great way to get started. Using fondant cutouts for accents is really easy to do with cookie cutters. I'm using metal cutters in this tutorial, but plastic ones work just as well. We're going to create fondant overlays and fondant inlays. I dust the surface before rolling out the fondant. I use the guide rings to roll the fondant to a consistent thickness. And then I cut my shapes. To create an overlay, I brush on a small amount of water and gently attach my cutout to the top of another fondant cutout. To create an inlay, first I cut one shape, then I cut the other. Next, I use the other cutter to cut a shape where I want it to appear within the other shape, and finally I insert this original cutout into its place. Here you can see the difference. The inlay is flush while the overlay is layered. Are you enjoying this video? If you've learned something so far, go ahead and hit the like button now. I used overlays for the eyes on this Cookie Monster cake and a simple fondant cutout for his mouth. The rest of the cake is buttercream. I used the inlay method for the inscription on this birthday cake. Another way to decorate a cake with fondant is to use molds. They are usually made of silicone and are very flexible. Here I'm using a mold to quickly create a pearl border. Pay attention to my technique. I get perfect pearls every time. These accents can be left white or painted with edible metallic paint like this. For some incredible texture, you can use a silicone mold like this one. Watch my technique. Make sure to roll the fondant without the guide rings on the rolling pin. Now I gently peel back to reveal our beautifully textured fondant. At this point, you can panel it onto a cake or you can create cutouts. For beginning cake decorators who struggle with piping a message onto cake with icing, fondant text is a great alternative. Here I use a mold to easily create lettering for my cake. Remember this inlay? It was created from these fondant letter cutouts. The lettering here was formed by pressing into the fondant. Fondant can also be used in other ways. It's not just for cakes, guys. You can use fondant to cover cake boards to make your cake design more cohesive. You can leave your cake board plain, or you can roll your fondant with a patterned rolling pin for more pizzazz. Fondant can also be used to create cake toppers like this one. I start with a Rice Krispie treat base and cover it in fondant like this. Fondant is super easy to texture and holds its shape very well when dry. Now that you've seen how versatile fondant can be, tell me in the comments below how you plan to use fondant on your next cake. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you want to start your cake decorating journey and build your skills, subscribe to my channel for more helpful tips, tutorials, and product reviews. As always, thanks for watching.